Ever wonder what one of the most vocal rock stars actually thinks about one of the greatest bands ever? Roger Waters finally talks about the Rolling Stones today, and it's a great conversation. You're in for an incredible journey, full of genuine concepts, unexpected revelations, and insights that you simply must not miss, so stick with us through to the end. Roger Waters, well known for being Pink Floyd's artistic director, has never been one to hold back when expressing his thoughts. His remarks have generated heated discussions and garnered a sizable following across the globe over the years. However, he has never mentioned one of rock's most well-known bands, the Rolling Stones. For the first time, we get a glance into his thoughts as he expresses his candid thoughts about the band whose intensity and music have defined generations in this film. You should stay through to the end if you enjoy rock history and unadulterated viewpoints, because you are going to discover a viewpoint that is both unique and motivational. The Rolling Stones' timeless songs and incredible live performances have had a significant influence on music history. Their music has inspired other musicians and packed stadiums for decades. Rock and roll has come to be associated with its aesthetic and attitude of rebellion. While many have praised their stage appearance and sound, Roger Waters has mostly kept his thoughts on the subject to himself. His opening remarks, which are both appreciative and clearly critical of the band, lend even more significance to today's revelation. His remarks are a reminder that it may be brave to have an honest view, even among rock stars. Roger Waters is unquestionably a man who expresses his emotions. The primary tenets of his work have been his tremendous emotions and desire for the truth. He has eliminated any possibility of dishonesty or doubt with each interview and song. Many fans eagerly anticipated his comments when he made the decision to discuss the Rolling Stones. Is it recognition of their significant contribution to rock and roll? Or perhaps a critical eye on parts of their notoriety that others would miss? In a world when many individuals hide behind safe platitudes and cliches, his candid remarks are refreshing. Roger talked about the Rolling Stones' capacity to convey the unadulterated intensity of a live performance. Very few bands can match their music, which has always been honest, he said. There is still something unique about the Rolling Stones' live performances, and that quality endures to this day, despite the music industry's steady inflow of new musicians. Anyone who has ever experienced the power of a great rock song will find enormous resonance in his acknowledgement of their influence and the legacy they have left behind over the years. It serves as a reminder that the essential elements of great music are emotion, vigor, and the bond between the performer and the audience. Roger Waters, though, was quick to point out that the Rolling Stones had also had difficulties. He discussed how the band has had to cope with the difficulties of being in the spotlight throughout the years. As the band grew older, the pressures of sustaining a long-term career became increasingly evident. There are issues that come with being famous. Like him, Waters felt that the fervor and enthusiasm that drove them in their early years needed to change with the times. He pointed out that one of the reasons their music has lasted so long is because they have been able to reinvent themselves while remaining loyal to their origins. It's a tale of perseverance and ongoing development in a field that is undergoing change. Roger Waters also discussed the strong bonds he has observed between members of the Rolling Stones and his own Pink Floyd bandmates. Although they are sometimes seen as competitors, rock artists cherish a sense of brotherhood. He remembered courteous get-togethers where the musicians talked about their tours and the highs and lows of being at the center of the rock movement. These instances of real human connection serve as a reminder that every great performance is the result of a life full of passion, labor, and occasionally even sadness. This fact is what gives the rock music industry its depth and allure. An excellent illustration of how things change over time is Roger's discussion on the Rolling Stones. Since its beginning, the band that ruled the 1960s and 1970s has evolved. Their path has been influenced by social shifts, personal events, and musical developments. Roger intelligently and passionately critiques this trend. Even though some people may view change as a loss, He contends that evolution is an essential and natural aspect of life, whether it's in a rock band from the past or in the person we see on our screens every day. His point of view enables listeners to witness change on all levels. This candid assessment of the Rolling Stones comes at a time when a lot of musicians are under pressure to speak only good things about their peers. However, Roger Waters stands out for prioritizing sincerity over fame. His remarks cause us to reevaluate our heroes. They experience the same difficulties and hardships as everyone else, despite their legendary status. This perspective encourages us to perceive our heroes in a new way, acknowledging their hardships while also celebrating their accomplishments, which is motivating and inspirational. Roger Waters' comments about the Rolling Stones have also spurred a broader discussion among music lovers and enthusiasts. His remarks have caused many people to consider their actual musical tastes. Is it the intense passion of an in-person performance? How does music have the power to alter our feelings so fast? Or do we feel a connection to the past because of the music's history? Anyone who has ever been inspired by lyrics or affected by music can relate to these questions. During this time of mutual learning, one artist's candid contemplation leads to numerous personal revelations. As the discussion progresses, it becomes evident that Roger Waters' views are intended to emphasize the journey that all great bands take, not to disparage the Rolling Stones. His remarks serve as a reminder that no artist is immune to change, and that every legacy is the result of years of perseverance, ingenuity, and vulnerable moments. Rock music fans have the opportunity to discover the various aspects of a well-known career. The whole voyage, from the early, crazy days to the later, more solemn, contemplative periods, should be celebrated. Sincerity is the cornerstone of genuine innovation, as Roger's openness about the Rolling Stones serves as a reminder. His narrative teaches us to embrace both the highs and lows with equal grace in order to live a real life. He speaks so passionately and clearly because of his deep knowledge of life and the music business. His remarks are a genuine treasure worth enjoying for anyone interested in the innermost thoughts of rock musicians. They demonstrate that there is space for serious discussion and in-depth contemplation, even among the best musicians. Consider the importance of open communication and the connections between art and life as this film draws to a close. More than just a critique of a band, Roger Waters' candid conversation on the Rolling Stones sheds light on the difficulties, development, and day-to-day reality of being in the public eye. It encourages us to take stock of our life and appreciate the beauty in each new phase. We appreciate your time as we examine Roger Waters' opinions of the Rolling Stones. We hope that his candid comments have motivated you and opened your eyes to new ideas about what success, transformation, and artistic expression really entail. There is always something new to learn from these timeless talks, so stay tuned to the finish to get all the details and perspectives. His whole lecture serves as a reminder of the profound impact that music, and the guts to talk about it honestly, has on our lives. Watch the remainder of the film and let these observations to motivate you to honestly and passionately embrace your own path.